can barely hold on to it. Let's throw it in reverse. Calm it down. That gets busy. Hello, my name's Carl Rupp, and I'm with Snowie Shaved Ice. I'm going to show our mixer, the mixing process we use for making sugar water, and some of the ways we've done it over the years, why it's evolved, how we've learned, why we do it the ways we do it now compared to other times in the past. Let's talk about this part right here. This is this is evolved, and it's built with food grade materials, and this is made out of rubber, and there are some good reasons why we build it out of rubber, because if it bumps the plastic, it won't chew it up, and it is made out of food grade material. The mixing process we've gone from slower to faster, but I'm just going to do this to show you the agitation. This one, I mean, it gets really busy. It stirs it up really good. And go backwards for a minute, make that calm down. Now, these drills are all the same. They're all spinning the same speed. This is one we used to have. The disadvantage of this one, right off the bat, this comes off, so I have no sense in even showing that part. But people would they would rub it on the side, and I'd get calls like that. I just scarred that. That we would, I don't know if you can see it, but we'd get called, and people would be like, "We have black specks in our." Why don't you show that right there? We have black specks in our sugar water. And I'm like, oh yeah, you're rubbing that plastic piece on the side of the jug, so it starts to fall apart. But the power of this, and it's pretty good. I can tell by the force that it's pushing me around that it doesn't have the same strength as the one we have built out of the food grade material. And these, I'm not even sure you can get these anymore. And when we did get them, we had them custom done with stainless steel shafts. Otherwise, it was a shaft that would oxidize, go rusty. And but we got to the point we couldn't get these, which fits in the jug, which is kind of nice. And then we went to this one when we could not get that one anymore. And this one is even slower and weaker. I mean, there's hardly any force there at all. So what that means is it's just going to take longer to get the sugar water mixed. It's going to be in there longer mixing. And this one, if you rub it on the side of the jug, it's really chews up you get white particles, you get white pieces of this in your sugar water. People are eating a shaved ice, and they get little specks of plastic, so nobody wants that. It's bad. You just don't want that. This one does not come apart, can rub and rub and rub and rub, and we've never seen this disintegrate and come apart at all. I want to make another comment about this mixer. We normally don't provide the drill. We provide this part. It's got a little rubber padding and then the wand and all that. But I mean, you can go to Home Depot or Lowe's and get your own drill. If I got to go buy these drills, then I've got to mark them up. And so my theory is buy your own drill. When you want to buy one of these, and then you don't have to pay me for the markup, but when you buy this, we'll tell you the drill we recommend you buy. Or after you buy this, you take this part and you go carry it in and match a drill up to it. So, and it works like this. And just for the record, this is in patent pending, and I'll get a patent on it, but I had so much of my stuff copied, I hate to not say anything about it, so It's in patent pending. This concentrate is, when this is gone, it should make you if you sell them for $1 a piece, an 8 ounce, and a lot of people get more than that, it'll make you $200. And I guess my point is, I've been at this, I've been making concentrated flavor for 30 years, and I've seen flavors more money than me, and I've seen a lot of flavors less money than me, and or than Snowie, and I believe that you get what you pay for. So whenever we've developed flavors, it's never been what is the cost, get the cheap stuff in here and go from there. It's always been what tastes the very best, and that's what we went with every time. Cost, I have flavors that actually there's no profit in them for me, none. They're that expensive. And when I say what we do is buy a raw material that we turn into the flavor. We have to add the water and the color and the several other ingredients. You can look on the ingredient list. But now on my point is, on the shaved ice snow cone, if you use a good, I mean, we're talking like a penny maybe, to go with an inferior product. And another thing that we do, we've always trying to improve our flavors, so we never quit. I know there's better flavors than I've got out there, and I'll be the first to find them, and I look constantly for them. So instead of, you know, everybody out there trying to develop good flavors, I do it. I do it for you. I've done it. Now, you might have to pay me on that, for that one shaved ice. It might look like $1 or $2 here, so I don't get your business, but it's really a fraction of a penny or a penny on a shaved ice. And if you have a person walk up and give you $1 for a shaved ice and it tastes crappy and it goes in the garbage can, you're done. They won't come back. Now, if you spend that extra penny and make them happy because they just gave you $1, they're going to come back and give you more dollars and try more of our delicious flavors. We sell concentrate in 3 forms: a pint, a 4 ounce, and a gallon bottle. Now, if you buy the gallon bottle, you get 3 free pints. It's the best way to buy it. And people who buy most people will buy the gallon bottle because it's a better deal, and then they get the pint bottle and they keep it as like a refillable bottle, so that they have the advantage of the measurements up the side of the bottle, which I'll show you what I mean here. So these are increments. This bottle will flavor 16 quarts. This is the quart size bottle here. Or it'll flavor 32 pint size bottles, which is this one. Most stands use a quart, but a lot of times people use the pint for like making sugar-free and things, the slower moving items. So when you're in your stand and you've got all these bottles, or you're in your bus, or you're in your skating rink, who knows, wherever you're doing the shaved ice, we have these labels. We have a lot. We have like 80. Orange, pineapple. So I would peel this label off. I don't know that I'm going to stick it on, go through that process, but it comes off like that, and then you can stick it on your bottle. These are fairly cheap. You can put it on your shelving. You can use it in a lot of different ways to let you know what flavor you have in the bottle. So now this is empty. I'm in my stand. This is empty. I go up to it. I look where I've been. I get it on a line like that, and then I'm going to take it from the 15 to from the 16 to the 15. I'm going to put 1 ounce in. Let me go ahead and show the bottom of the bottle. And then so like that. So I know I've got 1 ounce in there, and this is just concentrate. But the beauty of concentrate is, instead of me shipping you this whole bottle, I ship you a bottle of concentrate like this, and you turn it into 16 of these bottles. Now the stuff I'm going to show you it's like precious information that I probably should keep quiet and just let Snowy people have it. And by all rights, I wish it was just for Snowy people or people who buy my flavors. But people have learned, and people copy. They copy a lot of stuff. But now I go to the sugar water that we made, and I'm going to make a 5-gallon jug for you. And we keep this in our location. We keep it close, and it's neutral, meaning it'll make any flavor we've got. So instead of us trying to keep a whole bunch of these made orange pineapples, we can keep a neutral thing of sugar water, and we may not run out of orange pineapple for a week. So isn't it nice to keep your sugar water neutral so you can make 5 tiger's bloods in the meantime with it? So this fills, you just tip it on its side like that, and this thing can live on its side. And you can vent these jugs if you want. A lot of people don't, a lot of people do. You can push on them to speed it up. You can burp them, lift it up and let them breathe. But the nice thing about the jugs is not only are we using the jug as we use it as a mixing chamber, and we use it as our inventory of sugar water. So then you stick this back in, and then we have a little dust cap for them. This, if you happen to be where there's fruit flies or bugs, you put this on, it keeps the bugs out of it. And then I'll just pour this over this sink. You know, they just pour like that. It's a nice flow. It's real controllable. We usually tell people grab it here, and it's dumping that way, like that. I see people grab them here, and it's just harder. It's like, why grab it there? Why don't you just grab it right here? And the bottle's stronger here. You grab them here, you wrinkle the bottles, and they look bad after a while. So that's that part. Now we do, just for the record, we sell like 24 flavors of ready-to-use syrup, which means you can just buy it, open it up, and dump it on the snow. And a lot of people like that for their home use. But people who really like the shaved ice will buy the concentrate, usually in the 4-ounce bottle, and this is going to make a whole bunch of flavor for them. They're going to have enough for a long time, and it's by far cheaper than buying ready-to-use syrup that we had to ship all that sugar and water, and we have the labor of putting it together, where we are able to kind of pass that on to you, or the savings we can pass on to you. So and then we've built a little ranch to show you that if these get too tight, you can unscrew it. Ideally, you don't use the wrench, but if you've got one too tight, you're going to wish you had the wrench to get it off. In the process of making sugar water, we start with putting a little bit of water in here, just so when you put your sugar in, it can get started. When we make sugar water, we're preserving the sugar water, and we use 2 products, sodium benzoate and citric acid. And these bottles are handy. You can get this. Sorry, you can buy this in gallon form, and when you buy it in gallon, it saves you money, and you can use these bottles to refill. Now they have instructions on them. Says fill the 5-gallon jug with 1 gallon of water, which is what I'm going to do over there, and then add 2 ounces of the preservative. We do the preservative first. this vial here measures 1 ounce. So it puts it right at the 1 ounce mark. So I just squoze it, goes up in here. So I got to do this 2 times for the preservative part, the sodium benzoate part. The nice thing about doing it this way is, I mean, we've had other ways, like this mixer back here will do 10 of these, 50-gallon batch. And the disadvantage of this is, and I sell these have to be washed at the end of the day. To me, it's like another step, where when you use these, you're getting 2 uses out of this. It's a dispensing item for the sugar water, and it's your mixing tank. So you always have to wash that. Why have to wash that and that? So you take a 25-pound bag of sugar, and it takes a couple times to get it in there, a couple pours. This can just be bought. You can see right there, a 25-pound bag, granulated. People always ask that. They don't use powder, get granulated sugar. And you know, if you have 10 set up and going, you can have your next one like that, and then just throw your sugar by it. That's what we do. And then we got one here, and I dump this one, I go dump that one, I dump this one, I dump that one. But it gets this part all done. And then once you get the sugar in there, now I know the instructions that we've gone through say after you put in the 25-pound bag of sugar, fill the jug with water to the 5-gallon mark. But there's so much velocity, force from this mixer that if you fill it to the 5-gallon mark, it's going to come out the top. So just put in 4 gallons of water. And I've kind of done it on this jug so you can see, and it will have it'll be less likely to spill out. But you always want to make your sugar water in a place where you can run a hose and wash it down a drain or something. You don't want to make it in your kitchen at home. So now, so I've turned that on full blast, and I'm going to get a flashlight. It has the power and the force, but it's not spilling out the water. And you can see it's full of bubbles. It's mixing it. It's picking the sugar off the bottom and just mixing the heck out of it. So now what you'd want to do is you're going to go to your citric acid, and the citric acid takes 1 measure, 1 ounce. So you get your 1 ounce in that vial, dump it in, and I'm going to top it off now with the water. You know, this happens to be, if you can use food grade hoses and all that much better, which is what this is. So now I've got it all the water and everything there. I'm just gonna mix it lightly. I'm gonna mix the citric acid in, I'm gonna mix the water, the gallon of water I just put in. So we're done. This is a done batch of preserved 5-gallon jug of sugar water that'll make any flavor we've got going on. Okay, now this is okay, we'll just show it for now. So this one, this mixer's good. It tumbles, and but the disadvantage of this mixer is right here we're spending like $600 for that gear motor, and then you still got all this other bearings and all the other construction. This costs at least $1,000, and then it's a little bit time consuming. This needs to get tuned up. You ever turn it on without it put together right, your hinge gets tweaked. But you know, it tumbled that and mixes it up good. It does do a good job. But I wanted to, what people have done, just some other ways of, like, if we were back in the kitchen, I've seen people, they'll use that center beam between the two sinks like this to mix, and that's all right. I mean, be sure to use hot water because it's hard. And I've seen people tie a rope on this and put a hook on it and like hang it from the garage, from the ceiling, and then they lift it like this, and it just takes the weight off it so they can shake it. And so those are just some ideas, since we're talking about mixing ideas. And then I got concerned that in the kitchen, let's go over here. I'll show you a couple more mixers. You know, I did say that which is way wrong. I said I sell these mixers. These would be like $2,000. I sell one that is a plastic tank. These are for, I mean, we do concentrate. We do a lot of different things here. So these are like Snowie's personal tanks. But if you like the 50-gallon tank idea, just know that you're not buying a stainless steel tank. You're buying a plastic tank and has a spigot on the side of it. It's in my literature. You can see it. I have line drawings of it. This here is sweet thickener. I don't know anybody that makes anything as good as this in the sweet thickener department. Well, in making sugar-free, because sweet thickener, that's my name. But so the way this works is it sweetens and thickens. They spray you. Okay, so I'll show you how to do this. This product's wonderful. It's made with Splenda, which is also sucralose, and it has thickeners in it. Like I said, I've never seen anything out there as good as this. But the thickener, sugar water, is really a fairly thick viscosity product. They say it has a lot of mouthfeel. It's like syrup. It's not as thick as maple syrup, but it's thick. So if you're going to try to make sugar-free products from packets of artificial sugar, it's going to be really runny, really watery, the consistency of water, and it won't look good on the eyes. It's kind of starchy. It runs to the bottom, where this will sweeten and thicken, and it gets it to be really like, very much like sugar water. And it's really nice to have this. And this actually only does one of these, a pint bottle, not a quart. So if you want to do 2 quarts, like I'm showing here, if you want to do a quart, you got to use 2 of these. But I would just do a pint. Sugar-free is not the fastest mover, but it sure is nice to have it. And when you use this, if you miss this part, you're going to have to stick it in a blender to get it to work. But so I hold this little packet, and I got agitation going while I dump it. So the whole thing is in there, and it's blended nice. Have more people call me up. They end up with a ball, like a marble, because they just took it, dumped it, hit the water. Water forms around all the powder, and it can't penetrate it. Here we have exposed every granular speck to water, and this is still working. It takes it takes a little bit of time for the water and the gum to get the job done and thicken. I'd say I'd probably give it 10 minutes. But if we had a race with water and this, the water would beat it by a mile, because this is thicker. This has gained its thickness and its mouthfeel. It's going to be slippery. So now we know about that. Once again, thanks for shopping us and looking at what we've got, and if there's anything we have you'd like, happy to help you with it.